20 plus 20 plus 5 plus 5.
Okay. Sharat, 20. 20, 20.
Very briefly in the morning. In the morning, I was in the office and the minister walked in. He suddenly took a great liking to me. He started Doctor, what a pleasure to see.
My pleasure entirely. ഇതിനെ കൊണ്ടുവന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിട്ട് നമ്മള് കഴിഞ്ഞ മാസം വേറെ പ്രാവശ്യത്തിന് വന്നിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ മിനിസ്റ്റർ കൂടെ നടന്നിട്ട്
Yes. Dr. Venu, I insist. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
അത് കൂടെ കൊടുക്കാം സാർ.
Sir, I would like to give you something in. This is the first volume of my book series, which I would like to give you.
Now 3 have come out. No?
3 have come out, sir. And this one is that picture, which is where I'm going to start the curator's work. Let me show you the museum. Dr. Venu.
Yes, yes. Abu.
Yes. So, sir, may I just take you through what was done? Please allow me to guide you. So, this museum, this particular museum, what is beautiful about it is that it can actually be traced back to a letter by Ravi Varma himself in 1895. I'm going to come to that a little later. When I was appointed the curator, one of the first things which I did was I actually said, let us bring everything out of storage. And so we increased the collection from what was there to what is on display here. By almost 80% we have increased the collection by bringing the sketches and by bringing in the chromolithographs. So I want to take you through that also.
സ്റ്റോറിൽ എനിക്കുണ്ട് സാർ ചെറുതായിട്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതൊന്നും വെച്ചിരുന്നില്ല. അതൊക്കെ സാറ് തുറന്നിട്ട് എല്ലാം നോക്കിയ ശേഷമാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
So when this entire collection came in, I was wondering how are we going to display it, and so we've displayed it according to sections. This section is the section in relation to portraits. That is the section in relation to how the artist made the image. That is the section where we have Udaipur. This side, sir, we have mythology and drama. On the far side over there, sir, we have Mysore. Over there, we have the chromolithographs from the Ravi Varma press. On that side, we have the sketches, and on this side, we have the women. So, what I did was to arrange it according to themes. And actually, I wanted to start here because this is where my book journey begins. It's the cover of my book. Yes, it's the cover of my book. Bharani Tirunal Lakshmi Bai, the senior Rani of Travancore. It was painted by Ravi Varma during the reign of Vishakam Tirunal. So we have paintings which actually go back. What is interesting, sir, is that this particular museum also has something of how Ravi Varma started his journey. I started my journey with this. Can I take you to the other painting here, which is where Ravi Varma starts his journey? And this is, I want to invite your attention to the portrait of Bharani Tirunal Raja Varma, sir. He is Ravi Varma's maternal uncle and Ravi Varma's painting, but sir, we've also displayed his works. These are the paintings by him. And sir, if you notice that this is in the Tanjore style. And the storage of Sree Chitra Art Gallery, it has some watercolor sketches by the same man. And those are rendered in a different style. It's
Watercolors?
the watercolors are in storage, sir, but these we have displayed. That is the Tanjore style we have displayed. Watercolors are very fragile, you see, it's very difficult to put it on display. So the entire academic and perspectival aspect of painting starts actually with him. And then Ravi Varma picks it up and makes it into what we have over here. So he becomes very, very important in this particular gallery. He's the person who preceded Raja Ravi Varma also. So then if I can take you into this is the wall where we are talking about how Ravi Varma makes the image. So that is the only self-portrait of Ravi Varma. And you can see him painting. He's turning away and you can see he's got a kudumi and it's the only known self-portrait of Raja Ravi Varma. This also we brought out of storage. It's coming on display after the new museum. So this is actually a very important image for, he's the one who created Ravi Varma, that is Ravi Varma. This is the easel, sir, used by Ravi Varma. But what is interesting, sir, if you notice the photograph there, Ravi Varma's studio, that is the easel in the studio. It's this very object which is there, sir. So then I would like to invite your attention to Grieg. I told you that this museum actually relates back to 1895. Raja Ravi Varma wrote a letter to Grieg in 1895 saying we have to have a picture gallery in Trivandrum. And it actually goes as far back as this gentleman. So he also becomes very important to the museum. Then of course much later we had Chitradharanal Maharaja who inaugurated it in 1935. And then the collection actually comes in because of contributions from Kilimanur also. So it's a sort of a collective effort. That is also something from the studio, sir. A man with a camera. So you know how Ravi Varma composed many of his pictures. We sort of get a glimpse as to
പോർട്രേറ്റ് വരയ്ക്കുമ്പോൾ സാർ ടെക്നിക്ക് ആദ്യം ഒരു ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കുന്നു. അതിന്റെ ആ ഫോട്ടോയുടെ പണ്ടേ ആ ഒരു ഇമേജ് എന്നിട്ടാണ് അവിടെ എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്യുക. അല്ലെ ആ ഫെയ്ത്ത്ഫുൾ ആവാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഇമേജ് കറക്റ്റ് ആവാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് കാര്യം.
So this entire section is in relation to Udaipur. So Ravi Varma visited Udaipur in 1901 and the diary of C. Rajaraja Varma, it has references to practically every object over here. So he sketched a helmet, the helmet is there. He sketched the palace is there. He did the preliminary sketch for Maharana Pratap, it is here. Everything in this section has a correlation to the diary. So it's actually a very well documented section in relation to into Ravi Varma and Udaipur. This is Rai Pannalal Mehta, sir. He was the Diwan of Udaipur. Udaipur's Diwan. So then this section we come to mythology and drama. I placed both these objects side by side for a reason. In the Jatayuvadam scenes, this is Ravi Varma's first painting, 1895. And then what happens is, and then later he paints in 1906, he paints it for the Maharaja of Mysore. And if you see there's a difference, that becomes a lithograph in the Ravi Varma press. So the compositional difference you can see if you place it side by side. Here it is.
ബസ്സിന് വേണ്ടി പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ബസ് തന്നെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
So this is Draupadi and Simhika. Most people think actually it's from the Mahabharata, but it's actually not from the Mahabharata. It's from a Kathakali play called Kirimira Vadam, which was written by Kottayam Thamburan. Yes, and this is that scene where Simhika changes her Swarupam into something called Lalita, and then she's trying to take Draupadi into the forest. It's that exact scene. And a lot of people wonder why her face is a little ugly, because even in the Kathakali play, at that scene, they smear the face with black. So it's that exact point which Ravi Varma captures in this painting. So Mohini in Rukmangada, this is the last in the commission of Sri Moolam Tirunal, this one and that one. But what I have done, sir, if you notice, we put the sketch, then we put his first oil sketch, and then the final painting. So you can actually see how Ravi Varma evolves it. He starts with a scribble on a paper, he makes an oil composition first, and then that is the final painting. And that sketch also we brought it out of storage. This was there before. This, of course, is the famous Hamsa Damayanti, very famous Hamsa Damayanti. And what is interesting is that in the process of my writing the book, I actually discovered the photograph which Ravi Varma used to make this picture model. So when I was curating this exhibition, I said, she must go right in the center, because you know who modeled for the pictures, huh? Ravi Varma. He wears a sari, takes a photograph, and then does it. So for me, somehow this was Ravi Varma in the process of doing it. So when volume 4 comes out, you'll actually see the very photograph of Ravi Varma posing for it. So Draupadi at the court of Virat, this was the first painting commissioned by Sri Moolam Tirunal Maharaja, His Highness, to start the picture gallery. So it's very, very important for this museum, because the museum starts with this picture.
ദ്രൗപദിയുടെ മിത്തിക്കലാണെങ്കിൽ അദ്ദേഹം പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഒരു വടക്കേ രാജസ്ഥാൻ നേപ്പാൾ.
So these are 3 scenes from Shakuntala. I put the painting, the very the very famous one of her looking back. But you know what is interesting? She is looking at Dushyanta, but Dushyanta is not in the picture. So Ravi Varma was very happy to eliminate the male. There's another painting called There Comes Papa. They are all pointing to the Papa, but the Papa is not in the picture. So you know, there's a very interesting dynamic of women's empowerment, where he shows that within the narrative, even the woman may be pointing to the male, but the male is not necessary to the artist. Very famous. So here also what I have done, I have placed, this is the sketch by Ravi Varma, and that is the chromolithograph from the final painting. But when there's a letter in the archives in Mysore, and it says, I'm sending the sketch, you please approve it. In the sketch, if you see, Rama's blue, but in the final one, Rama is fair. And that's because the Maharaja must have intervened and then said, see, listen, I don't want a blue Rama, I make him in the complexion of a normal. So we place them side by side here. So now this section is entirely dedicated to Mysore. The milkmaid is one of the very important people from Mysore. So this one, this entire scene is Kheddasa. We brought that out of storage. The elephant capture, the maneuver in Mysore. There is a letter in the Mysore archives which says that these are the last paintings by Ravi Varma. So it's very important also for the gallery. That is what started, and this is the end of it. This we have completely added, sir. we have brought in the chromolithographs from the Ravi Varma press and we put them on display. The reason is because I felt that, you know, it is through the chromolithographs that Ravi Varma's reputation becomes a public reputation. I was talking about democracy of art in the morning. It happens because of this. Vishnu Garuda Vahanam. Yes.
Even now, people
Lot of houses still have
as
them.
part of Navratri festival. No?
Yes,
Wherever we go, we'll get the prints of it.
correct.
This,
Correct. So this we have entirely brought out of storage. These are the sketches, and some of them really are very beautiful. I would look at that one, sir. That one. All of these sketches we brought out of storage and we displayed. That is a man playing Rudravina. As a musician, you would like it, sir. Look there. This entire set has come out of storage, sir. So this set also is actually very important. That one we have brought out of storage and put it on display. That is, it's titled Street Dancers, but there's actually a very important story behind that. There was a dancer from Tanjavur, her name was Gauri. And when Maharani Chimnabai married Maharaja Sayaji Gaikwad in Baroda, as part of the wedding entourage, the Bharatanatyam dancers went. And this girl goes to Baroda and sets up the entire Bharatanatyam school there. Becomes a very celebrated figure in Baroda. In fact, her family even now continue the dance tradition over there. So she's a very celebrated Bharatanatyam dancer. And Ravi Varma, actually there is a much later video of her dancing and there's an exact pose of that. So these two certificates also very important because these are the certificates given to Ravi Varma when he exhibits it in the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, 1893. And 10 paintings went. One of the paintings which went was this, the Gypsies of South India or Poverty. And Ravi Varma received both of these certificates from the Chicago Commission. From Chicago Commission. This is the one of the 10 paintings which went to Chicago. The other one is on display in the Raj Bhavan, the decking of the bride. There are some other, there are 10 which went totally to Chicago, one of which is here. In fact, the Honorable Chief Minister, when he inaugurated the museum, he mentioned that painting in the inaugural speech. This is Judith. Many people actually wonder why he painted Judith. This is an exact copy of a painting in the Baroda collection by Benjamin Constant. So a lot of people wonder, did Ravi Varma copy? Yes, this is one where he I exactly copied a painting. Which is why it's not in the typical Ravi Varma style, you know. It's a sort of, some people like it, some people say why, but
the teachers, everything.
yes, it's a very different work. In fact, people ask, why did he pick on, one of them, you did, why did he pick on a particular theme within, but we don't know. I mean, so that's one of the fascinating things. The lady in prison, even this, I don't know why he painted it. I don't even know what's the story behind it, but then lot more to learn also.
Still
Perspective
having
is from within the person.
Within the prison. And she looks very determined.
അകത്തുള്ള ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റ്
painted
അവരുടെ കയ്യിൽ
Katari.
വെപ്പൺ ഉണ്ട് അതൊക്കെ എല്ലാം ഇൻകോൺഗ്രസ് ആണ്. There are too many several questions that remain
Unanswered, and it's capable of multiple interpretations. It's capable of multiple interpretations. One way of also looking at it is maybe the artist sympathizes with the lack of female empowerment. So he stands with her, within. It's capable of layers of interpretation. The lady playing the Veena, sir. Sir, in the first volume of the book series, there's a photograph of who she is. And it's an exact, it is taken exactly from that photograph, but we don't know who she is. But she must have been a very important girl for him to have photographed her and made this beautiful painting of her. Several other paintings of women, Johar and the Brahmin girl.
സാധാരണ ഈ ഭർത്താക്കന്മാരെ രാജസ്ഥാനിലുണ്ടായിരുന്നു അവരെ കൊണ്ടുപോയി സാധ്യത.
So this is the Yes. So this floor we have brought in the remaining artists. Downstairs was largely Ravi Varma. Here what we did is I did it according to artists. Ramaswamy Naidu, Mangalabai Tambrati, Padmanabhan Thambi. Then we have C. Raja Varma entirely up to there. Then we have the remaining artists. So this I did according to artists. So Ramaswamy Naidu has painted both of these. He was senior to Ravi Varma in the Travancore court, and it is said that he was a little anxious when Ravi Varma was coming to fame, so he did not encourage Ravi Varma. Both of these are by Mangalabai Tambrati, Ravi Varma's own sister, who is also an exemplary artist. So what is special about that painting by Mangalabai Tambrati is what that becomes the stamp. The postal department uses this to make the stamp. So these three are all by Padmanabhan Thambi, sir. All the portraits of the three Maharajas, Ailyam, Vishakam and Moolam Tirunal. From here, sir, we start C. Raja who was Ravi Varma's brother. So, and I like this one. I want you to see. Can you see the train there in the background? So, as much as we're concentrating on the tree, there's a little train chugging in the background over there. This painting was actually both these paintings were exhibited in the Bombay Art Society exhibition, and he actually got a prize for this. C. Raja is said to have been very adept at landscapes. So here, this entire wall, almost entirely, so you will only see landscapes. Hussain Sagar. Some of them we don't even know where they are. But look at the way in which he captures the details in a landscape, sir. Actually, a very beautiful one, although it's quite a small work. You know, very large, innocent eyes. These are all scenes of Udaipur, sir. At the same time, when Ravi Varma was painting the ones downstairs, C. Raja Varma was painting. They traveled together. So that also take a look. It's a very beautiful one. One more set of landscapes by C. Raja Varma. Yes. So both of these are by an artist called Frank Brooks, who was in Ravi Varma's studio. And really, we don't know too much about them. But what is clear is that Ravi Varma, either Ravi Varma copied or Frank Brooks copied many of the details. For example, that the balustrade. If you look at this pillar, it's exactly like the Hamsa Damayanti downstairs. So there was a lot of toing and froing going on between the artists within that studio. And this particular painting of the lady with the fan, in volume 1, there's a photograph of her. And you can see how almost exactly he copies it out of the photograph. The girl who posed for it was a girl called Rajibai Mulgaonkar. And she was a Kalavant from Goa. And it is the same girl. Horace Van Ruth. These are by Rama Varma, sir, Raja Ravi Varma's son. So that is the museum.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. This way?
There was a
Thank you, Ganesh.